And it resulted in 55 extra closed deals during that period. Hey, I just finished up a masterclass on the art of the follow-up using creative financing strategies. And it's already been a game changer for all of those that attended. And one of the follow-up strategies that I covered was inspired by my private client, Josh Miller. And what he did is he took a basic tool that I gave him and he called it the rejection letter. And he used it in an entirely different way. I mean, it's freaking genius what he did. He sent this letter to every seller who ever rejected him. And you won't believe what happened next. I mean, in just 18 months, he sent out about 1,100 of these letters, and it resulted in 55 extra closed deals during that period. Yeah, 55 extra deals. I know so many people that run away from or just completely avoid rejection. But Josh used it as fuel. He used it as an opportunity because here's what we know. 80% of all sales require at least 5 follow-up touches after that initial meeting. But most people, they give up after just 2. So understanding that, like Josh, that creates a significant opportunity for you. It's easy to beat your competition and dominate your market when all you have to do is just stay in touch with your leads. And sending out these letters is just another way to stay in touch. So this letter, it's the 3-option letter of intent that I use to build my entire portfolio without ever needing a bank. But Josh, he modified it a bit into really a 2-option letter of intent. So Josh's version, it works like this. You see, option 1 is the low ball all cash offer, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then option 2 is a retail priced offer, but it's seller financed, which is essentially the middle ground. But option 3, now this is where the magic comes in. Option 3 is where you tell the seller to choose their price and you'll introduce them to your real estate agent. Now you might be wondering why this option is magic. Well, it's all about positioning. You see, by giving the seller the choice to name their price, you're indirectly showing them how unrealistic they're willing to be. And the only way that they have a shot at that price is by going with a real estate agent option. But since they called you instead of an agent, that's probably not the option that they want. So it's a little bit of a Jedi mind trick that narrows their choice down to just these 2 options. So I started doing this because I recognized the genius in it. But then I didn't count on this part. You see, for those that did actually choose the agent option, the agents that I would refer them to would routinely, drop the ball and not close the listing, and I would lose the lead. And you know what that means? There was no referral fee in it for me. So I reverted back to my 3-option version, but I changed one of my options. And this has turned out to be a much better alternative. I inserted a novation arrangement into the 3 options. I mean, I can't believe it took me this long to figure that part out, but hey, better late than never, right? So here's how it works. Option 1, it's still the same. That's the low ball all cash offer for those who want to sell quickly. And then there's option 2. This is a bit different though. It's still a cash offer, but now the seller has to wait 60 to 90 business days to get their proceeds. And then there's option 3, which is essentially the same as the previous option 2, close to retail but seller financed. But here's the real game changer. You see, with option 2, I'm able to take the seller's property out to the open market and hire the real estate agent myself. And what that means is I'm not at the mercy of cash buyers like I would be with an assignment or a wholesale deal. Plus, I'm in charge of the whole thing, and I don't have to rely on the agent to get the listing first. So now I'm the captain of the ship for all 3 options. And considering that 85% of home sales use a real estate agent to sell their home, by hiring the agent myself, I'm able to tap into that much larger market more often and reach many more buyers than I would if I were limited to just investor cash buyers. So we use this 3-option letter of intent in 3 different ways. As a direct mail piece is the first way. I mean, did you know that the average home seller receives 12 direct mail pieces from real estate investors each month? So that's a lot of competition. So by using this 3-option letter of intent in a unique and visually compelling way, we're able to stand out from the crowd and really just to get that phone ring. And then we use it as a negotiating piece, a visual negotiating tool, so that the seller can just get a good grasp on what we're presenting. And then we use it as a follow-up tool like how I just walked you through. But no matter how we use it, the objective is always the same. The objective is just to get the phone to ring. It's to get the seller to call us back. So here, let me show you what this looks like graphically. So we've got this axis. The vertical line here represents the price that we pay, and the horizontal line represents the time of which we take to pay it. Got it? Now, if we were to graph that 3-option letter of intent that I'm using now, it would look something like this. So option 1, it's the low ball all cash offer, which means we pay less, but we pay it quickly. So 55, 60% is typically what we do of the ARV, and we close fast. So this is where wholesalers operate. Now, option 2, this is now my novation offer, where I offer a little bit more money, 65 to 75% of the ARV, and we just take a little longer to pay it, 60 to 90 business days. And a big shout out to Eric Brewer for this tip. It's really changed the game over here for us. And then option 3, the seller financed offer, where we can offer 75 to 100% of ARV, and in some cases even higher. But we just take much longer to pay it. We pay it out over time. So the vertical axis, it represents price. We've got high, we've got low, very simple. Every seller understands this part. But the horizontal line represents how long that we take to pay that price. As real estate investors, we purchase properties in one of two ways, by either the seller's price in our terms or our price in the seller's terms. As long as we can control just one of those, the price or the terms, we can always make a deal for ourselves. So, I can pay you, Mr. Seller, now if you'd like, if you agree to my price, or I'd be happy to pay your price, Mr. Seller, if you could take some money now and the rest later. And later can be defined in almost an infinite number of ways. You see, you're only limited by your own creativity and the number of financing terms that you have available in your brain. Terms like seller finance, subject to, moratorium, deferment, balloon, wrap, lease, novation, interest, escalating interest, amortization, augmented amortization, subordination, substitution, payoff incentives, performance guarantees, equity sharing, equity protection. That was another tip that Eric gave me. Totally ingenious. So by using the 3-option letter of intent as a follow-up tool, what it does is it opens you up to all of the possibilities that you see right here. Not once has a seller ever called me and said, hey, I'll take option 3. No, it's always something like, I like option 3, but can I get a bigger down payment? Or can I get a higher interest rate? Or can I get a shorter payment term? And regardless of what they say, now you're in business because you can always say yes. Mr. Seller, I'd be willing to do that for you if you'd be willing to do this for me. And then you just scroll through all of your financing terms, the one that you see here, and just kind of introduce the one that counterbalances the seller's request. And that's how you end up doing win-win deals. And that's how you maximize your marketing budgets and close more deals altogether. So right now I'm looking for 5 aspiring investors who are already marketing, they're already generating leads, they're already talking to sellers who want to smash a really big goal by the end of the year. And incorporating these types of follow-up strategies and creatively financed deals, that can be a big part of your goal. So if that's you, to make it easy, I uploaded the details for you. You'll see a link there in the description. And if not, hey, that's okay too. But if you learned something, let me know by smashing the like button. Let me know by subscribing to the channel. And what did you notice? What did you learn? Share with me in the comments below. I want to know. And who do you know that needs to see this? When their name comes to mind, please share it with them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.